This is Let's Talk Business with your hosts, Marc Ebinger and Heather Boehme. Now, here's Marc.
Welcome to Let's Talk Business, the show that talks entrepreneurship with some of the best businesses in the San Antonio area. Coming up on the show today, we're going to talk with Max Hicks, the owner of Reliant Plumbing, a company that specializes in water heaters, gas piping, leak detection, and drains. Max, welcome back to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, you bet, man. You're a funny guy. I mean, we were laughing and cutting up and everything before we started rolling the cameras here, but good to see you again, man.
Thank you.
We're also going to talk with Wendi Griffin, the owner of Wendi's Cleaning Service. Wendi, welcome back to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Well,
you're funny, too.
Oh, I try to be.
Got a little sense of humor, especially when you laugh. You're going to be provoking Max over here, I think, with your laugh.
It's going to be vice versa.
In studio with us today is Heather Boehme, a certified business coach that works with business owners to gain clarity and achieve their goals. Heather, great to see you again.
Always good to be here.
And I'm your host, Marc Ebinger, the owner of Crükus Marketing Agency, a company that specializes in hiring virtual executive assistants from outside the United States, getting all those tasks done that I don't want to do. Goodness. Mm-hmm. All right, so it's cold, right? I mean, it got
really
cold on us pretty quick. Wendi, you're not a fan of the cold weather?
I don't have no meat on my bones, Max.
Max,
Skinny bone Jones.
Are you glad that the cold weather's here?
I love the cold weather. I've got plenty of meat on the bones, so fit right in.
Does it help in the plumbing business? Do you get more business in the cold weather?
So, yeah, a lot more business starting around end of November, everybody hanging out at the same house, and then it, creeps on, starts getting colder into Christmas and the New Year. And anytime we get those, where it goes really low, pipes, they contract, and then when it gets really hot, it expands. So that's when there's a lot of leaks throughout the city.
Okay, sweet. All right, Let's Talk Business podcast is the number one business podcast in the San Antonio area. I have done my research on that, and let me tell you, it's not even close. We are quickly making its way to the top business podcast in South Texas, which, if I could finish my research, we'd probably already there too, which is a lot of fun. It's really cool for San Antonio to have a really good business community podcast going on. Video clips from our show regularly exceed 100,000 views per month, and our YouTube subscriber count continues to grow at an average of 100 new subscribers per day.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of fun.
We're kind of a big deal.
A quick shout out to our growing audience to say thank you and continue watching and sharing the show. We started tagging, being really on purpose about tagging guests and stuff like that. So that really helps with the reach of the show. Quick reminder for our listeners, you can catch video and podcast versions of the show anytime by visiting our website at satalkradio.com. You can also get links to all of our social media from there. If you are a business owner in the San Antonio area and would like to have your company featured on the show, go ahead and visit our website at satalkradio.com, or you can call our office at 210-879-8804. That's 210-879-8804. All right, that's all the promo stuff that we have. So, Wendi, I was kind of curious. So you have a business in California, and then you're here, and then growing that business can be a challenge. And a lot of the co-hosts and businesses that we engage with here are they're expert networkers, are constantly networking to grow that business. But how are you growing your business here locally in San Antonio? What's working?
It has been a challenge since I last seen you guys. What I have learned, I've done a little bit more research since the last visit. San Antonio is oversaturated with cleaning companies. People are rolling out of bed, getting the little crumbs off their eye, making their beds, and we're going to start up a cleaning business. No experience, no knowledge, no nothing. And that's where it's coming to right now.
So how do you network? How do you grow that? How are you doing it now?
I'm trying my best. I actually have a marketing guy right now. We're having a fall special, but it's just I keep climbing, and it's hard.
Heather, what are your thoughts?
It's really hard out here.
I mean, that's the thing when you have that oversaturated market. It's how do you get yourself to stand out against the crowd, and what is that value proposition that you bring that makes that? Because I know we talked a lot about your QC process last time and how meticulous you are. Is that part of your marketing plan?
Yeah, I even went back to the drawing board after me and you sat down and met, dropped the prices even. And on top of those new drop prices, I even offer discounts. And it's a constant struggle. I have somebody she kind of tags me in posts. But for one post looking for a cleaning service on Friday or Saturday, they may have like 48 to 50 responses within 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So here, I went back and made new business cards and made them look really professional. And it's like people out here, they're just looking for like the wham, bam, thank you, man. Like the cheap service, the cheapest service that they can possibly get.
Are you networking like and I know our B&I group was looking for a cleaning service. But there are networking groups out there that you can be a part of and get your name out there, and people and show up regularly.
Mm-hmm.
They get to know you, like you, and trust you, and then they start, handing business your way. That's the way those referral groups work. Something to think about.
I'm on Single Mom San Antonio. It's like a Black Queens group. I'm in like maybe 10 different groups out here.
Any meet in person?
No.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about, is meeting in person. Yeah, going out there, because that's where they call it press and flesh, which I don't know if that sounds like a great term.
Doesn't sound
but
like a good
it's
term at
it's a
all.
way to actually, meet face to face.
That sounded weird.
Sorry, that's just what they call it. I don't know.
Okay.
I think Howie taught me that. But anyway,
sounds like
but that's a way to just meet right in groups of 20, 30, 40 people, and do your elevator pitch and that kind of stuff. Max, what are you guys doing for networking?
Networking, being almost 10 years in, it's not so much focused on that. I'm focused on just online, just getting the reach out there. Stuff like this. We do some trade shows where we're trying to meet apartment vendors. There's a Austin one and a San Antonio one. It costs about $500 a month or a year to be a part of, and you get a great backlink, and you get in front of just a lot of people that control what goes on with these properties. So the cleaning services, the plumbing, all that type of stuff, is we really try to utilize that as well.
Have you heard of Blue Collar Connect?
I have.
Okay.
I have.
Do you have any thoughts there?
So that's more new construction, people bidding on buildings that are going up, banks going up, that type of stuff. We focus on residential repair. So with that focus, it's just not really, kind of our lane or not or whatnot.
Doesn't sound like the Blue Collar Connect I was thinking of.
Yeah, there's one that's specifically for like blue collar companies to network, and then they trade referrals off together. But one thing I think is interesting about Mac's approach is he really honed in on the SEO and marketing side, and really did that at a high level. When it comes to being newer in business, someone coming new into town like Wendi, what would you suggest as far as that approach? Is that a viable option?
Yeah, so I started in 2014, and it was just learning everything that I could with that, watching a lot of videos, Neil Patel, just being able to communicate with the marketing agencies, people that do marketing. You got to know if they're good or what they're talking about. So I did, and that was 4 or 5 year struggle. But now almost 9 years later, I'm in a really, really good spot for that. But yeah, I would focus just heavy focus on SEO, social media, that type of stuff. The people that are the loudest get the most work. So
yeah, good points. So it's a struggle, right? But so how long have you been in business now, Wendi?
November 1st will be 3 years.
Okay, is that here in San Antonio, or total?
No, just total.
How long here in San Antonio?
2 years.
2 years. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
How's
a
the
little bit.
California market going?
Same, good.
Yeah. California's
Yeah.
still up and running well?
Yeah, it's just the opportunities there. Like we're not. I mean, no offense to Texas, but we're not cheap. We just want the job done. So
That's the vibe here in Texas.
No,
Yeah.
that's a vibe in California. I think she's
like
saying.
they're
we
just
don't
more.
want it cheap. Okay.
Yeah, they're just like how much do you charge? How many people do you have? How soon can you guys come and clean? I actually had the opportunity maybe a month or two ago to give a bid to Sunland Ford. It's a really big Ford dealership out there. I would never got an opportunity like that out here ever. I lost the bid, but they're like, you were one of the two companies, and I was like, wow, I'm blessed to even have that phone call.
Did you learn anything from that process?
I did. I just sent over like my numbers, and instead of giving them like the breakdown of how many bathrooms and stuff, if I would have sent that extra sheet of paper and had a live person to go and conduct my walkthrough, then I probably would have got it.
There you go.
So it's another guy. It's like American Janitorial Services. I called him up and he was like, "Yeah, we're the one who got that." I said, "What?" And it was another bid. And I was like, "You keep stealing my account." So he's like, cracking up. And we have walkthrough today in California. He's doing it on my behalf.
Oh, nice.
So I told him, I said, "Hey, I'm out here in Texas. I reopened up the California one. I'm not really getting like the same feedback as far as commercial and residential." And he said, "If you need me to go do a walkthrough, let me know what time." And he's doing it today at a law firm out there in California.
Wow.
That's cool. That's great networking right there.
Yeah, just, knowing the right people, letting them know what you expect early on, not playing guessing games and being very, transparent, And I even got my old clients back. I call them the OGs. Mm-hmm. They started with me when I started doing this business, when I had the clipboard and the sheet of paper. They came back. So California one is doing better than out here.
For now.
Yeah, for now.
For now.
Well, that's the challenge with San Antonio is just in general, we tend to lag behind the price range of most major cities in the U.S. I mean, that's feedback I hear from a lot of different industries is, up until a few years ago, I think still the average household income in San Antonio was about $40,000 for the entire household.
Oh, wow.
Not just like one person's income.
Wow.
So there's a reason a lot of the pricing is struggling here. When you go to Austin or Houston or Dallas, and people will pay those higher prices. So I guess the question then becomes how to penetrate that ideal market, because those people exist in San Antonio.
Yeah, it's just a matter of finding them. I have one right now. She's actually every 2-week client. I love her, and she pays what I'm charging a California client. And she was like, "That's kind of high." I said, "No, it's not. You're paying what the Californians are paying." So I don't charge extremely high, like $165 every 2 weeks. That's nothing. That's nothing. And I went on one of the social media groups. "Hey, what are you guys paying your house cleaners?" And the average price started at $130 to $170. So what are you guys crying about? You're paying the exact same amount that California's paying.
We're not California, though.
Hey, you get with the program.
How do you get in front of all the Californians moving here?
I actually found one. She's a realtor, and she's from California as well, retired military. And I gave her a card, and she was like, "Oh, yeah, that's really good." I just try my best. Right now, it's a struggle. Even with the 5-star rating out here, I think I have 4 reviews, 3. Mm-hmm. But when I had 25 reviews out here, my phone wasn't ringing.
That could be an interesting take on it, because everybody around here is kind of anti-California.
Oh, you guys can't stand us.
You could be pro-California.
I have no bias. I was born in Chico, though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
my entire family migrated out of California. They were all from San Diego, and they all just kind of
Where are you
made their
from,
way
Max?
out.
Here.
Oh, San Antonio?
Born and raised
No,
in Texas.
Hutto, Texas.
Oh, okay.
Right outside Austin.
All right. So first up on the show is Max Hicks, the owner of Reliant Plumbing. Max, so you're on the show, a couple months ago?
Yeah.
Okay. So how are things going? Anything?
Things going good.
Yeah.
So it's about to be wintertime, so the plumbing season is really about to begin. A lot of people need the help right around the wintertime, so we're just gearing up for that.
Cool. Well, hopefully the pipes won't be freezing over this winter season.
If they do, I'll be there.
Yeah, I know you will. God dang it. Okay, so you've got 3 locations, right? Lakeway, Austin, and San Antonio, correct?
Yep.
So Lakeway, over 2,000 Google reviews at 4.8 stars. That's pretty impressive.
Thank you.
That's just a couple reviews. How long has Lakeway been in business over there?
It's about 5 years now, 5.5 out there.
All right. You guys are pretty diligent about those Google reviews, right? Reaching out to folks and getting them done?
Yes, we just offer discounts. At the end of the day, just say, "Hey, did you like our service?" And then we follow up with a phone call the next day. "Hey, remember you liked our service?" And we really try to stay after it and constantly just asking for those reviews, because people they value those.
Cool. So competitive, speaking of competition, so how do you stay competitive in the plumbing market? Because there's plenty of plumbers out there.
Yeah. So staying top of mind, top of Google is always, really nice to do. social media, just really, really trying to work that outlet as much as possible.
And what does like new plumbing innovations and tech play in that period? Because you're obviously marketing is top notch, but do you do anything that other plumbers generally don't?
Yeah, a lot of stuff.
Oh, do tell.
It's just having an in-house marketing person where we're collaborating every day, and we're buying these extra software for SEO to really maximize the reach that we get. There's not just one secret sauce where, it's this or that. I mean, it's constant day in, day out, trying this, trying that. We did do it. We're doing a thing with Google now. It's called Google Dynamic Ads, and they check our software and see like what the most profitable job is for us, and then it tries to find us those jobs. So very innovative stuff over there at Google, as always. But just staying on top of the latest trends, the Google guarantee, just all the different outlets.
So customer service as well, right? I mean, if you miss that mark, right, then they may have come in, but they're not going to come back, kind of a situation. What do you do? How do you focus on customer service?
So luckily, we're big enough to where I can hire a QC, a quality control, where they're going behind them. If they're not going behind them, they're following up as they're doing the job, making sure that it's up to code, the customer's happy, that it's a clean work environment. Just people are staying just mindful of their homes, because people get very protective around that. So we just want to honor that.
Yeah, really that hands-on customer care is a big deal. We do that very, very closely with ours as well.
And as you expand and grow, you're facilitating more locations. You're obviously growing in your amount of employees. How do you kind of look at the big picture and decide, okay, I'm going to spend more money on marketing to facilitate that growth? And then when do you shift that over to say, okay, I'm going to invest in more equipment, people, time? Where does that balance come from?
So yeah, it's like a gauges on a car, right? So if it says empty, I need to put some gas in it. So that would be marketing, right? So if my guys are sitting around and don't have anything to do, I'm going to start putting money towards marketing. If my guys seem like they're a little lawless and breaking the rules and not really performing at a level that I would like them to, I look at hiring another manager. Every 10 people, there needs to be a manager in what we're doing, at least. That's a good benchmark. So I'm always trying to watch those gauges. And then, if I have too much work, I'm trying to hire that salesman, that next person that's going to, generate revenue for the company.
How hands-on are you right now? Are you doing plumbing jobs, or are you just strictly the executive now?
So we're 56 people last time I checked. I would love to be more hands-on. I miss it. It gives. I've done it since I was 16, so it gives me my sense of worth. But the reality is, like, I'm best used for answering those hard questions that people out there on the field, or managers, or hiring this person. These higher moves up top to where, it trickles down and it makes everyone in the company it run easier, be more copacetic and that type of stuff.
And I feel like most people, they aspire to be at that position and they think, wow, when I'm just sitting above it all, it's going to be smooth sailing. Yeah. What is the actuality of managing it at that level?
A lot of fear.
Okay.
Well, you're putting out a lot of fires too, right?
A lot of fear, a lot of fires. All companies, or at least I don't know about all companies, most companies run with a very thin margin of profit. And, you're always just trying to properly allocate funds and not mismanage funds, because when you're from the country like I am with no funds and you get funds, they're a lot easier to mismanage. And just really go into like, okay, what do I actually need? Not what does my ego need? Because my ego gets in the way a lot. And if I can just get down, okay, and then ask friends, do I really need this? Because, a lot of times I'll make a move, a bite that's a little bit more than I can chew. And that's just been historical for me. And I just know to step back a little bit now.
So here's like a fun topical question. On your way up to where you are now, what is the one mistake that looking back you could share with others so that they could hopefully listen to your experience and avoid it?
I would just say, like, the biggest thing is businesses take time. And nobody wants to talk about, like, how painful no work is and not knowing exactly what to do. And if I could have told myself, 9 years ago when I started this company, hey, your life is now slowed down. You don't have that security of that next thing to do. So now you need to focus on what's good, how to promote the business, how to do that. And I just feel like, just not talked about a lot, that because when I had a plumbing job and I was in the union and I had work every day, and then going to having a business where you don't have work every day is terrifying, absolutely terrifying. So just, at the end of the day, that's what I spend my time on, managing funds and that type of stuff. Or that's what I had a hard time with when I was younger.
I think that's a great takeaway because people see all these gurus on TikTok and Instagram being like, here's how to get out of your 9-to-5 job in 2 years. But it's a lot more like you have to just diligently do it and it takes a while and then you start seeing results. But it's like, growing a plant.
And then it takes money to make money too. Like, to advertise, that's not free. It takes money. And then it's like, just because I put down so much, once you're in the customer, you have to win that customer over to get their business,
I would say, though, that there are ways to advertise and build without money. And networking is one of those ways, right? You can show up to networking mixers that are going, don't cost anything to go there. And you go out there and you start handing out your business cards and getting to know people, set up coffee, you sit down with them, get to know them. I mean, that's kind of how I built that. Plus, I started with a podcast to do that, which was not a whole lot of money, but it's a lot of sweat equity putting it in to getting something like this done initially. But also, when you made a comment, Max, about when you have the 9-to-5, right? There's not really fear there, right? Other than maybe the fear of, oh my God, this is the rest of my life kind of a thing, right? Which is its own issue.
Yeah.
But
are you living up to your full potential?
Yeah. Are you getting the ingredients in you out for the world to enjoy, right? But there's also like there's opportunity. It's like opportunity abounds in going out and getting that business and growing to, you're a massive company now, right? It would have never happened if you just stayed at the, the job that you had, but you went out there and went after it. So I don't look at it's fear. It can be motivating and it's not all bad, right?
Yep.
But when you turn that fear into forward movement like you have and really conquered it, that's one of the things that impresses me about you is how much you have accomplished in those 9 years you've been doing this thing.
Thank you so much.
So,
and to quote you, because he came out and spoke to my BizConnect cohort, get comfortable being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Was, I think, the most powerful takeaway from the whole day. Everyone was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But it's true.
Yeah, because it's very uncomfortable. It is extremely uncomfortable.
Yeah. I think I heard there's a guy named, is it Jocko, right? I think he said that too. Get comfortable.
That's probably where I stole it from.
I didn't want to say that outward, but I think that's what happened.
Hey.
I do listen to him.
But you know what? It made
you
an
do?
impact coming from you. And
Yeah.
that's the important thing. It's whoever tells it to you at the right time.
Absolutely, right? Because we're not all ready to hear it. All right, Max, if people want to get in touch with you, how do they do that?
So, just look at us online, reliantplumbing.com, and just follow the prompts, and you can get there.
All right, cool. All right, thanks for coming in, man. Always
Thank
a pleasure.
you so much.
Entrepreneur to entrepreneur, or we just talking hustle.
Talking hustle.
Love it.
Speaking of which, next up on the show is Wendi Griffin, the owner of Wendi's Cleaning Service. So hustle. I know you got 2 locations going on. I don't know how you manage that. I can't even imagine having an office out in California and then trying to build something out here. But so how's are you focused on commercial or residential primarily?
It's still a mix of both.
Mix of both. Okay.
Mix of both.
So if you had your choice, what would be your pick?
I would say commercial because
Really?
you can lock them into like a contract. Residential, you can't lock them in because if somebody loses their job, the cleaner's the first one to go.
Mm-hmm.
If you work for a commercial building like a restaurant or something, they're not going to shut down the next day. Otherwise they wouldn't have hired you. So I prefer commercial because you can lock them in at least to like a 6-month contract. Like I have 2 commercials. One is like I told you guys before is JB Goodwin. I've had that for a year. And they said, we're going to, maybe change locations. I was like, oh, well, it's nice working for you guys. They're like, no, you're coming with us. I was like, oh, okay, that's good. So commercial, like, you can be locked in versus residential. Somebody loses their job or something, you're out of there.
Now, when you have those great clients that love you like that, are you asking, well, do you know any other businesses that could use my services?
I do.
Good.
I do. Like, Jessica's doing a wonderful job. It's like I don't have an office out there. I don't have an office manager because I've been there and done that. And listen to him speak. Managing people is very, very difficult. Getting them to do what you want them to do. Like, here's my vision. I need for you to put my vision in these different colors, not the color you want. This is the color that I want. So I don't want to get big like that again. I did it. It's very scary. But I do want to be comfortable where it's like I can still, hey, I have 30 clients here and there and still move and throw in some move out cleans. And then, I have commercial buildings too, just a mix of both.
So you want to get comfortable and 30 clients here and there. It's a big goal. So you've done it before in California.
Oh yeah. Within the first 7 months of being in business.
And you've really come up against a lot of roadblocks here. And I know you're here for family. So what does it look like to just focus long distance grow in California?
It doesn't look like it's not really hard because they just find me on Google. We've seen your reviews on Google and we don't want to look no more. We're going to choose you guys. Okay. And I let them know I have a subcontractor and they come out and do the job. I find out what their budget is and they're like, oh, okay. And it's a no-brainer.
So I know where this is going. Because she's my business coach, right? So I know where this is going.
I'm just wondering because California is you've got the track record, you've got the proof of concept in California, and San Antonio's been like one roadblock after another.
I've found you said the CEOs. I've been listening to like podcasts for cleaning. This is how you watch your videos. I've done the same thing, listening to podcasts on cleaning. My mentor, he's like, listen to like this particular podcast. I've done everything. But out here, it is just like people are literally rolling out of bed, starting up a cleaning service.
Yeah.
But
I think my question is like, why bother in San Antonio?
why not just double down in California?
That's what I might have to do. But
What
I have like
keeps
2
you from-
accounts.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's keeping you from doing that? That's what's killing me.
Like it
What's
sounds like there's a big hesitation there. You're just like,
Well,
you want to
I
make it
mean,
work here.
Out here, it's cheap as far as living. So I'm more or less like, as far as the marketing thing, I rather just fully focus on California because it's not, I'm drowning out here because everybody cleans for nothing, for absolutely nothing. It's like more than 1,000 cleaners out here.
And then you get a job here and you have to facilitate the job. So that's time, energy, effort, staffing. It's
I
all
don't hire people out here. People can't clean.
Well,
no.
see, so you're doing it yourself.
People can't clean. No. I actually had a big job. I don't know where. It was like an hour away from here. I did it. I quote the amount was kind of up there. And I tried to partner with another cleaning company and I paid her $400 and she did nothing. She walked around with a feather duster. I said, I don't even purchase those. I tell my clients, we're not dusters. We're a cleaning service. We're cleaning professionals. So if somebody comes in your house with a Swiffer duster, chances are they don't know what they're doing. If they come clean your house with Fabuloso, chances are they don't know what they're doing.
So I think kind of my thought is like California's working. It's going well. You've got the reputation, the network, the skill set, and the reviews, and you're spending a lot of time and energy literally cleaning people's houses here. What would it look like to take all that time and energy, just pour it into California, even from here?
Because I'm still paying out. I'm not doing the jobs out there. Somebody else is. So it's like, trying to tell people how to do it. And like I said, the girl, I gave her a checklist, I gave her instructions, all that. So what I find is my competition, there's a lot of competition, and people out here, they rather just, hey, I'm just going to take the first person that comes in. And they'll get 1 or 2 services, and then they go and cancel. Then they search for somebody else. And it's like, people out here, they don't do their research. You want your house clean. You move out your house tomorrow. You're going to hire, I don't know, Sally. She's going to come in with her cleaning stuff. She may have 3 or 4 people to come and clean to get the job done. And you're happy with the service, but did she really educate you? Hey, Heather, it's a lot of dust here. But if you're not changing your AC filters, all that dust from the filters is coming down. I have knowledge. I'm not just a cleaner. I'm educated in what I do. And I'm going to make sure my clients are educated too. So I try to feed that to everybody who calls my number. But out here, it's just like a drive-through at McDonald's. McDonald's is on every corner.
Yeah, it's like trying to sell a quality service when a competitor's coming in and just cutting you off at the knees price-wise.
Yeah.
So what would the economy of scale look like to pay somebody else in California? Yes, you make lower margins, but how many more would you need to do to make what you want to make?
As far as that, I have to trust people. So that's another roadblock that I have. Me and Jessica get along good. She does a wonderful job. I've actually called another girl and did her research, but I looked her up and I was like, I don't like the comments that people are making. No. So for me, even looking for independent contractors, employees, subcontractors, I look for something in particular. You have to know the method of cleaning. You can't just go, I clean my grandma's house. Sorry, I don't care if you clean your grandma's house. That doesn't make you a professional cleaner. That's like a chef. You can't go in a restaurant and tell the chef how to do his job, how to cook his food. He's been doing it for however many years. You know what I mean? That's kind of like violating somebody's space.
Yeah.
So if I'm going to hire somebody, I'm looking for key factors. And some of the key factors are, if you have a toilet that has like hard water buildup on the bottom, I need to know that Marc can get in there and knows how to clean the toilet. Not like, oh, I'm just going to put the toilet bowl cleaner, brush it. I won't hire you.
Well, and I think Max might have an interesting take on this because you've been in that position where you're hiring and you have to hire qualified professionals, your plumbers, right? They have to know something of what they're doing. So how did you bridge that gap of like finding the people that could do the job when you weren't so much in the position that you are now to be able to hire the best people?
Yeah. So a lot of that would look like just cleaning with them, or in my case, plumbing with them, showing them, how I want things done, how I want the customers treated, that type of stuff. That only takes, in my case, 4 or 5 months. But, I can train 2 or 3 people a year. Those 2 or 3 people can train 6 or 7 the next year. So it's growing like that. And sometimes those all 3 people or all 2 people don't work out even. Right. But it's just continuing to network. It's the major thing is time. It's just time being there. Yeah. And then even with Google, I've noticed because we've just came out here about 6 to 7 months ago. It's getting better and better. We're getting more and more leads, but it's one of the things that Google wants to know is like, is this a real company, or is this the fly-by-night cleaners that just rolled out of bed that you were talking about? Yeah. And the best way for Google to verify that is the reviews and how long has this company been around?
Business,
yeah.
Right.
Which we would when you get 10 years from now and you're doing amazing, you would want Google to hey, I mean, I've been here for 10 years,
right? Yeah.
So it makes sense. It does. It's just, again, it's painful in the beginning, and I'm experiencing the pain, too. We still haven't actually made profit here. But we're close, and I luckily for me, it's like I've just saw exactly the process in Austin, so I'm just taking it over here and just and just embracing everything. So I love it. I'm proud and excited to be a part of think y'all are the seventh largest
largest.
city, and it's right in my backyard. Austin or San Antonio is right in my backyard. So I'm real grateful to be here, and I just know that it's just going to be super, super positive. The economy is scale, like the scale. You can, it's numbers here. There's a lot more people.
Yeah,
So.
everybody's moving here from everywhere.
Yeah.
It's California is different states. It's just getting crowded.
So Austin, New Braunfels, San Marcos, San Antonio. You called it the Texas Triangle, or the
So there's the Texas Triangle. It's Austin, Houston, San Antonio, Dallas. All right, those guys, because
okay.
Austin and San Antonio are on the same edge. And then there's the South Texas Diamond, which is like San Antonio, El Paso, Laredo, and Monterey, that connects. And that's what's being developed, is that South Texas Diamond, because Monterey is picking up in their manufacturing. And the city of San Antonio, I go to the Chamber's Economic Development Councils, they're trying to build the infrastructure between San Antonio and Monterey and those relationships so that San Antonio becomes the distribution hub for Monterey's manufacturing for the U.S. So 20 years from now, San Antonio's growth looks explosive. It's interesting seeing it from the not happened yet perspective of the Chamber of Commerce and how they're actively prepping the infrastructure and everything like that. But it's how do local businesses take advantage of that growth instead of getting swept away by it is, I think, a challenge that everyone's facing right now.
Well, I definitely see the infrastructure coming from Austin. Oh my gosh, they are putting in some bridges and roads, and they're
kind of
really
annoying driving.
Yeah, but they're really preparing for the growth.
We need a bullet train between us and Dallas.
Elon.
Yes.
That would be cool, right?
Yeah, like a
Stop
train
off.
on. Yeah.
Yeah, 5 minutes to Austin, 10 minutes to Dallas.
Oh, that'd be.
cool, right?
They've been talking about that for a while
They
now.
should get that.
Yeah,
That's what they have like in L.A. and San Bernardino County.
yeah.
Yeah. Ew, that would be wonderful.
All right, we
another
are out of
time.
time, folks. So, Wendi, if folks want to get in touch with you, how do they do that?
On Facebook and Instagram, Wendy's Cleaning Services.
And that's Wendi with an I.
Correct.
Wendy with
All
an
right,
I.
I remembered. Well, I have it on my notes, right? All right, as we wrap up the show, quick reminder, check out our latest podcast and catch video versions of the show anytime by visiting our website at satalkradio.com. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate seeing you guys again and catching up a little bit on your business. San Antonio is growing. We are pretty well established in the podcast realm, and I expect that we will just continue to grow. So look forward to seeing you guys back again sometime soon.
Love it. Thanks
you.
again.
Okay. Thanks, everybody.